Hello, and welcome back. It's me, just alone here, making a little video. Something that I've been thinking a lot lately. You might ask, have I played a lot of Magic? Yeah, I have. Have you played a lot of like the deck mirrors and high-level matches? No, not really. I just been playing with my son. We started like a year ago. When he was like almost 6, so now he's almost 7, and yeah, he's learned a lot in this year. And I was thinking like having kids is at least at the beginning, of course, it's great and all that, but it's also a lot of boring stuff. You know, you read like those picture books and like animal noises, and the apple is red and all thing, and you play like this yeah, all these games and all that. But I'm like a Magic nerd. I like to play Magic, so getting my son to play was really cool. Of course, it takes a lot of time. At the time he couldn't read, so he knew the numbers, like he could count to 10 and all that, and recognize what is a 1 and what is a 2 and all that. So I think starting playing Magic with the old cards is really good, because they're really simple. If you look at all the new cards, there are like this wall of text and a lot of abilities. So having like this, like a grizzly bear, it's so easy to understand. And of course, this is like the card I grew up with, so I have a lot of nostalgia for those cards. So if this is like the first cards my kids are playing with and watching, hopefully they will get like the same nostalgia for these cards as I have. So the first deck I think I made a red deck and a black deck. I don't have a picture of those. I will show some other decks later. We made like this box with a lot of cool decks. But something I learned like right away, like keeping it really simple. Like it's good to have like a 2/2 dude. For example, like the Urg Rider, who is a 2/3. That's get more complicated. So I made 2 super basic decks. I think there was like 30 cards in each deck. Some really basic vanilla creatures, a lightning bolt, a giant growth. Something that's really easy to explain, like casting lightning and like the giant growth. You can see that a little mouse is getting really big and dangerous, so that's kind of explain themselves. Another example for creature is the White Knight. It has focus. It has first strike. It has protection from black and all that. So in the beginning we didn't play with. We just played him as a 2/2 creature, and after we've been playing a while, then I started telling him about first strike, and of course first strike doesn't mean anything to a Norwegian kid, because we have a different language and all that. So how to explain like first strike? So yeah, let's use Lego. So this is actually how I explained it. It's like you have those 2 people, and who strikes first? Of course, it's this one. He has a lance, so he hits first. He strikes first. So just like an example, and it's like after a while, yeah, he got it. Another thing is like a flying creature. That's also kind of easy. You have like the blockers down here, and you have a flyer, and it just flies above it and do damage. That's a switch camera. Okay, so a card that was really nice was Bad Moon, for example. You can put like counters on your creatures, so they are 2/2 creatures, but then they get a +1/+1. So now you can take 2 + 1, that's 3. So now it's a 3/3. and every time, like, if we attack and it has like no blocks, and then I ask him, how many damage do you do? And then he counts like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I say, very good, 6 damage. And then of course we use dices, so if I take 6 dices, I take away 6, and so on. The power and toughness can be a little hard. So for example, we might do like the red is the power and the black one is toughness. So we attack with a 2/2, and there is a blocker, so the creature gives 2 damage to the grizzly bear. And what's the grizzly bear's toughness? It's 2. Okay, so it dies, but the grizzly bear give 2 damage to him, and he have 2 toughness, so they both dies. Of course, he started playing a black deck, and of course his favorite creature right away was Nightmare. I put a couple of bombs in each 30 card deck. So when the Nightmare also, it's like if you have, it costs 6, so you at least did 6 swamps. So then you can count your swamps, and then you find out it's a 6/6, and then you play like swamp number 7, and then it gets another plus, and you play Bad Moon, and it gets another plus, and so on. So that's kind of some of the educational tricks I used. So when we started playing with our hands open. So we just drew 7 cards and put them on the table so everyone could see it. And it's really easy to explain, like, oh, you should play that land, and now you have 2 mana, so you can play that 2-drop over there. But after a while, I start playing with my cards and not showing my cards, so we have to like think, so we can play around what I have. As mentioned, I made some really basic decks in the beginning, and I slowly started to upgrade them. I had like some really horrible bad cards and some really good cards, like the Nightmare, and there was a Shivan Dragon and all that. So we kind of learned the different, like a Pearl Unicorn sucks, but a Shivan is great. So but after a while we start upgrading the decks, and he really loved play the black deck, and yeah, that's a cool card. So I put in 1 Royal Assassin and 1 Icy Manipulator, and we start playing, and he got both of them in play. And like the first time he understood, like, so I can use the Icy to just tap down your creature, and then this one can. And I was like, yes, you can do that. And that smile, like having to see that combo was just great. He was just smiling and just destroying every creature. So yeah, so let's look at some decks. And here is the first deck. This is after we dropped the 2 monocolor decks, we made some new 2-color decks. So here is like an example. I made this white and red aggressive decks. It's a 40 card deck, like most we play. Just easier to make decks with 40 cards. You can see there are a bunch of you have like the Ironclaw Orcs and Savannah Line and White Knight. So you can see this deck is really aggressive. We have some good removal and some beefy boys at the top, like the Angel and the Shivan Dragon, of course, and the Wrath of God. Just having like an out. It's really funny if he sometimes he's starting to understand how to slow roll. Like if you start out with a Wrath of God in your hand, you just like pretend like you're so screwed and everything, and your opponent is playing a lot of lands, and then you just Wrath of God. So this is like the first deck, and here is the black deck. You can see we have that deck has been upgraded a lot, and we made like a control deck. So of course the deck is focused around Icy Manipulator, Royal Assassin. You have Hypnotic Spectre, and 3 Will-O-the-Wisp, a really good defensive deck. And Paralyze also fits nice, just to tap down an early Savannah line to get some time. And of course we have the Nightmare, the All-Star, the favorite, and the Frozen Shade has been there from the beginning. A really solid card if you have a lot of mana late game. Lately we put in a Mind Twist. That's a terrible card. So yeah, that's in here. It's like a blue Merfolk deck, also really educational with all those lords. So we use dices as I shown you earlier. Here we're starting to put in some counter spells and Boomerang. It's cool to get to use some more combat tricks. Boomerang is really versatile. You can use it like in response to a removal of one of your creatures, and you can get rid of blockers, and yeah, all different things. And yeah, with 4 clones and a doppelganger, you can really make a lot of lords. So yeah, this deck is really cool. And here's the Mana Flare deck. Yeah. So you have 3 Mana Flares, you have Shivan Dragon that you can pump, and you have a Dragon Whelp, and yeah, a lot of X spells. So pretty simple deck, and Immolation, like to stop early aggression, and even a Colossus of Sardia, but even in this deck, still terrible. And then, lately, we made a start. Okay, so the last deck I want to show you is the latest deck that we made. So we made a Stasis deck, and that was really like a mind blow for him, that you can play Magic without creatures, and yeah, like the Prison Element. You can't do anything, you can't untap, you can't use those basic things you have learned, because every turn starts with you untapping your cards. So yeah, really nice just to expand his horizon and everything. So that was the decks. Yeah, so that was a little tutorial on how to teach your kids to play Magic. Like, my demographic is like 35 to 45, so I guess many of you have kids, and you should find something cool to do with them, and so you can share something. I think that's really important, and it's so fun. When we got home from job and school, he's like, "Dad, you want to play some Magic?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would like that." And that's yeah, that's really special. It's kind of hard to say it in English, but yeah, I feel like that's really quality time for me and for him. So yeah, that's what's up. Other than that, yeah, I know I haven't been posting that much videos. It was easier to have time to make videos when the kids were younger. We was like a lot stuck at home, and you had like the pandemic and all that. When we were really stuck home, then it was really easy to find time. But now the kids are older, and it's more easy for me to go out and do other things. So yeah, and I also yeah, making videos is fun for a while, but I like having this channel and this community and all that. and I like those plague videos we made with me and Kjell. That was really fun just to have someone to to commentate with. So this channel isn't dead. I'm just not posting every time. So but I have a lot of recordings of tournaments and all that. So me and Kjell, we just need to find some time to record it and all that. So stay tuned. And to all you listeners, I went back in the video archives and watched some of my old videos and all the comments. And so much positivity and all things. So all those things really warms my heart. So thank you for being here and play with your kids, okay? Play Magic the Gathering with your kids. You get it, right? Okay. That's it for me today. Goodbye. Take care.